Now, those of us who back Brexit, of course, we want to do it properly. One of the Brexiteers, David Jones, MP for Clwyd, I think it is, he's written 10 Brexit New Year resolutions in the Mail on Sunday. I'll get to those in a minute because I'm joined by Catherine McBride, who's a fellow at the Centre for Brexit Policy. She's down the line. Catherine, a very good morning to you on this New Year's Eve. So, David Jones says that we should have lots of New Year Brexit resolutions. My view is, well, why is it taking you so long? I mean, can we just... I know you've been very focused on EU red tape. We were promised a bill in the Parliament in 2023 to get rid of, I think, some 4,000 laws. That was ditched. We're lucky if we get a few hundred.
Well, yes, but this evening, the supremacy of EU law is ending in the UK, and that is incredibly important. So for the first time in a generation, the UK statute book no longer recognises the supremacy of EU law or EU principles, and that means that whatever laws we do retain in the future, they'll be interpreted with a common law mindset, and that is incredibly important. And I would also stress that although we're only getting rid of 600 retained EU laws, which were mainly redundant, and there have been another 100 added to that. But the UK changed a lot of EU regulation the moment we left. And these were things that were changed by statutory instrument and very few people complained about. So we got rid of the 3-crop rule for farmers, which was always crazy, never worked for the UK. We got rid of the double volume cap for the big city asset managers that was also crazy for the UK and was intentionally developed by France to try and undermine the UK supremacy in asset management. But a lot of laws have changed.
OK, but I'm hearing, for example, in the fishing industry, I'm hearing that actually our own self-imposed gold-plated laws and regulations are getting even worse, and that making costs go up and even harder for one of the great Brexit opportunities, British fishing.
Well, I'm sure that's probably true if the fishing industry is telling you that. I haven't looked into that one. I mainly do sort of agriculture and financial services, which I know a bit about. But the fishing industry will change our relationship with Europe next year. They get to renegotiate, getting back more of the licenses, taking them off EU boats. Right now, they did renegotiate a few months ago, and we got more fishing licenses of our own land, of our own water, but also from Norway and Iceland and Greenland. So and I guess there are some good things happening, but you're right, there are probably other things that are not.
I mean, one of the big things that I've always been saying, and I think that this government and this Chancellor and Prime Minister have done exactly the opposite, is taking advantage of the tax freedoms to reduce VAT, to reduce tax on energy policy, to reduce corporation tax, and they've done exactly the opposite on all of this stuff.
I 100% agree with you. I must say the only department that I think has really taken any advantage of Brexit has been what is now called the Business and Trade Department. They are responsible for getting rid of the retained EU laws and changing the supremacy to the UK legal system. But they've also signed all the trade deals. When you look at what the Treasury has done, it's ridiculous. One of the first things they should have done is get rid of some of the VAT regulations or VAT entirely and change it to a more sensible sales tax.
Absolutely right. To finish, Catherine, I have got some good news I read in the papers this morning. I was aware of English sparkling wine has had some regulations on the packaging and the bottling requirements lifted, I think, today. So that'll be good news. And we can also now produce a lower alcohol Piquet wine, if you're familiar with that.
Yes, no, definitely. There's a lot of changes to the winemaking industry, which is a really big industry, or not a big, but it's growing.
It's growing.
And it's award-winning, and people don't even know it exists. But a lot of the time it was hampered by EU regulations, which were designed to protect the EU wine.
Absolutely. Catherine, well, that's some good news to celebrate the new year with. Thank you so much for all you do.
Definitely.
And there we are, the English wine business doing well and regulations going away.